ikon Allah sai kallo yaro baya bololo fasin fasin yan kwallo za ku yi murna yan kallo Bola Ahmad dan baiwa dan shi baya gaugawa kafafu domin tsaiwa in ka ji rugum sai tsawa turanci ko turawa gyara zani dan kowa ba ma shakka
is long. I think you can continue watching even as I'm talking. You see, let's look at that video that you just saw. If you show that video to somebody from US, somebody from Canada, somebody from Germany, somebody from the UK, that what do you think about this country? What that person will tell you is that this country must be a very rich country. Yes, Nigeria is rich, but our leaders made it terrible. People from outside the country, once they see this kind of video, they will just assume everything is glowing in Nigeria. Do you know this same Nigeria is the country that have the highest number of hungry people? Highest number of hungry people. I think we have about 31 million hungry people presently. Highest number of hungry people. This same country, our president had borrowed 65 trillion. I mean, President Tinubu have borrowed 65 trillion naira from May 29 till date. 65 trillion naira. Do you know this country that you have all these jeeps, that the president is getting all these jeeps for what's it called? For campaign, buses. Do you know we don't have ambulances in Nigeria? In fact, I can't say this is the number of ambulances we have as federal government, like controlled federal government ambulances in Nigeria. But do you know these same buses can be used for ambulances? But no. They refuse to buy those buses for ambulances. But rather, they prefer to buy those buses for campaign. Those buses won't be anything less than 40-50 million per one. Those jeeps won't be anything less than 100 million per one. That is the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria. President Tinubu prioritized politics ahead of governance. Any country that prioritizes politics ahead of governance has nowhere to go. Nowhere. There is this when this Michi and VDM were doing their stunt. There is something VDM said. VDM said the money you guys, President Tinubu and his son are supposed to use to develop the country, they are using it to do political campaign by giving it to Michi, so that Michi will start giving it to people, and Michi will go on social media and say, Tinubu's son gave me this money, to make people feel Tinubu's son is a kind person. Why don't Tinubu and his son use this money to build something tangible for the people? Why giving it to Michi? Because I know a lot of you will come here and say, Tinubu's son is rich. It's not true. Once they get to office, they don't spend their money. They spend government money. We all know. They spend government money. VDM even alleged that they are ready to give some people 1 billion naira just for them to get that person to support them. Maybe the person is very influential. I know some people get more than that though. But why don't you put all this money into infrastructure, hospital, good roads? Let us see. Why don't you create jobs for the poor so that they will live a better life? Nigeria, it is time we wake up. President Tinubu must not come back the second time. Every president we know or every governor we know in Nigeria, their first time, they are always trying their best to impress people to get second time. But look at what President Tinubu is doing in his first time. How will President Tinubu impress us in his second time? The second time will be terrible. So our assignment at every individual is to make sure we stop President Tinubu from coming back into office in second time. Thank you.